Hello there, I'm Brian, and today I am here to talk to you about two-dimensional motion in the form of the drop projectile versus the launched projectile. Now here we have a question which, through answering, will help explain better this concept. And that question is, how does the launch velocity of a projectile affect that projectile's flight time? First, let us start out by defining a projectile. For something to be a projectile, gravity must be the only major force affecting it. Now here we have a classic experiment which can be used to show this idea of two-dimensional motion. Now, what this is there are two balls, as you can see, both released from the same height. However, one was thrown and the other was dropped. Now, as you see with the thrown ball, it appears as if the gap is increasing, and it is. But you see, it only truly appears that way due to the horizontal motion, causing it to not be clumped up as it's measured, such as the dropped ball was. When if you were to draw perfectly vertical lines through the center of each of these balls, you would realize that these vertical lines would end up being evenly distant apart. However, you will also notice that if you were to draw a horizontal line through the center of any ball, it would end up going through the center of the other ball that is there at the same time, due to the fact that gravity is a purely vertical downward force, and so horizontal velocity and gravity, a vertical force, do not really interfere with each other. The horizontal velocity does not change due to gravity, and gravity does not affect the ball any differently due to the horizontal motion of the ball. And yes, as you see here, they are still falling at the same rate, despite the fact that one was thrown and the other was merely dropped. Now, here we have a sample calculation drawn by yours truly, which was used with something slightly different than balls, but nickels, and we have numbers here to show. Here we have, as you see, no horizontal motion was made by this one as it was dropped, and this one was launched, and it went approximately 1.8 meters. They both were at the height of 1 meter, and they both lasted in the air for around 0.45 seconds. And as you see here, despite the fact that one had clearly a horizontal velocity and the other had none, they both had the same flight time. Therefore, to go back to this question, launch velocity has no effect on the flight time, which does help to prove this fact, as we see here with this little graph, just to show this fact here, that the null hypothesis is supported, which basically says that there is no effect. The independent variable does nothing to change the dependent variable. In this case, our independent variable being launch velocity, and our dependent variable being the flight time of the projectile. And that is all that I have to say, and this is my lesson on two-dimensional motion.